Hello, hello, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to another video. We're going to be reading chapter 7 in The Circle of Fire by Don Miguel Ruiz. And chapter 7 is titled The Wedding Day. So let's see what this, I don't think that we're taking this literally, although we might be. So let's see what the author has to say. And then at the end of this one, of course, I do believe that we will have a prayer. Let me just take a quick look since I didn't read this all the way through. No, there is no prayer at the end of this one. So we're just going to be reading the chapter as normal. All right. So chapter 7, The Wedding Day. Today could be the beginning of a new life for you. Today could be a special day to express what you have in your heart. Imagine that today is your wedding day. You are getting married and the expectation of joy and happiness is in your heart. Imagine that you are the bride and that the man you will marry is the perfect partner for you. He is exactly the kind of person you have always dreamed of marrying. All is perfect and you want to be ready for this union. What does it mean to be ready for this union? How are you going to treat the one you love so much? How are you going to treat someone who allows you to express yourself completely, who respects your freedom, and who doesn't have the need to control you? How will you treat someone who loves you just the way you are, and not just the way you are, but because of what you are? Someone who never mistreats you or speaks unkind words to you. Someone who respects you so much that you can be whatever you want to be, do whatever you want to do, feel whatever you want to feel. Are you ready for this relationship? Can you allow your beloved to be himself without any judgment? Can you love him just the way he is without trying to change him? Can you respect your beloved so much that you never have to tell him how to be, what to believe, what not to believe? Can you love him so much that you never put restrictions on the expression of his life, on the expression of his spirit? Are you able to love this way? Are you ready for this wedding? Can you love and give your love just the way your beloved does? Can you live the rest of your life in complete communion with love so that you love for no reason? Can you devote your entire life to love so that every expression of your life, everything you say and do is because of love? Just like a marriage with your beloved, being married to love is a choice. Living your life with love is a choice. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine how you would relate to the rest of the world if love was always moving through you. Imagine what you would say, what you would feel, what you would do if love was moving through you. Imagine how you would relate with your mother or father, your spouse, your son or daughter, your friends, your boss or coworkers, with anybody on the street. Imagine that today, your wedding day, will change your life forever in every way. Imagine living your life without judging or blaming other people. Because you love, you never speak against anyone. The urge to gossip is over. You have nothing to say but words of love about everyone. With the eyes of love, your whole reality is changed. Everything looks beautiful to you. With the eyes of love, you see the greatness in all the people around you. It doesn't matter what is coming out of their mouths. You can see what is behind all their emotional wounds, behind the anger, the hate, the jealousy. And you can see that all those emotions coming out of them are just the result of being abused, mostly by themselves, because of little or no self-esteem. Imagine how you would treat yourself if love was moving through you all the time. What would you think about yourself? What judgments would you have about yourself if love was moving through you? If you begin to treat yourself with love, can you imagine all the changes that would happen just like magic in your life? You would hardly be angry anymore. You would never be jealous of others. There is no way you could ever feel hate. Right away, you could let go of any anger left in your mind against anyone who had ever hurt you. You wouldn't even have the need to forgive anyone because there would be nothing to forgive. Your mind would be completely healed if love was moving through your mind. Now remember your life before you were married to love. Wherever was the self-respect? How many times did you judge yourself and make yourself feel badly? How many times did you speak against yourself, not only to yourself, but to other people also? What kind of limitations did you place on the expression of your life? How did you treat your beloved before you married love? Where was the respect for the one you supposedly love? How many times did pride push you into conflicts with the people you love the most? If you can see the way you treated yourself and everyone else before you were married to love, you will surely renounce that kind of life and accept love in your life. During a baptism, the minister might ask, do you renounce Satan? Do you accept God? I'm asking you something similar. Do you renounce the way you used to treat yourself? Do you renounce the way you judged yourself and found yourself guilty and punished yourself and everyone else? Do you accept love in your life? Do you accept that you can live in an eternal romance with God? That is the real meaning of the baptism, a marriage with God, but we can also call it a marriage with love. When you allow your heart to be filled with love for yourself, your life changes completely. You are no longer the same because you renounce fear, anger, sadness, jealousy. You renounce suffering and emotional drama, and you accept love and joy in your life. And what you find is that you don't need to try so hard to be happy. Your life becomes easy, wonderful, and beautiful. This could be the most wonderful day of your life. Today could really be your wedding day, the day you have a reunion with yourself, the real you. It sounds very simple, and in fact, it is simple. We make it difficult because we are the ones who limit ourselves. We are the ones who make our lives impossible and then blame everyone around us, our family, our friends, the government. Sometimes we even blame God, but we are the ones who create a living nightmare for ourselves. We don't have to live our lives this way. There is another way of being, another way to relate to ourselves and to everyone else, and that way is love. To love is just a choice. We choose love or we choose fear. We cannot serve two masters. Humans claim to have free will, but is that really true? To have free will means that we have the power to make a choice. If we have the power to make a choice, are we really choosing to fight with our parents? Are we choosing to live a life of drama with our beloved or our children? Is that really our choice? Is it our choice to be angry or jealous? Is it our choice to say things that we don't want to say and later feel guilty because we said them? Is it our choice to do things that we don't want to do and then feel guilty because we did? Is that really free will? I can assure you, if we have free will, if we really have the power to make a choice, the only choice is God. The only choice is love and joy and happiness. If we don't make that choice, we don't have the power to make the choice, which means that we no longer have free will. But we can recover free will, and it isn't difficult to recover unless we make it difficult. If our life is not working, it is because of us. It is not because life is hard. If our relationship is not working, it is because of us. We cannot blame the outside. Today could be the most wonderful day of your life. Today is the perfect day to reevaluate your relationship with yourself. It is the perfect day to reevaluate your relationship with your beloved, with your mother and father, with your children, your friends, your job or business, your boss or employees. It is the perfect day to reevaluate your relationship with God. Today could be your wedding day. Are you ready for the matrimony? I want to share a personal story with you. There was a time when I had forgotten what I was. I really didn't know what I was and felt that I had to justify my existence. When I was a teenager in high school, I attended a philosophy class. The teacher said that for thousands of years, philosophers and thinkers had tried to explain the meaning of life. The teacher had great opinions about the meaning of life, and he spoke with so much authority that everyone believed him. Then he told us, you have to find the meaning of life. Only if you find the meaning of life can you find happiness. What a lie, but it sounded good, and I believed him. I tried to find a meaning for my life, something to justify my existence so that I wouldn't die without anyone knowing that I had ever existed. I searched for many different meanings of life until I was so confused that I no longer knew what I was looking for. I tried to be the best in everything. I would not settle for less than the best. I went into sports and tried to prove myself. I even signed a contract with a professional soccer team in Mexico. But then at a certain point, I had to make a choice between medical school or professional soccer. I chose medical school because it had more meaning, more importance. I got lost in medical science. I got lost in all that personal importance. I was missing life by trying so hard to find the meaning of life. Then one day my whole life changed. I met the love of my life, my greatest teacher, the angel of death. She was very beautiful, and believe it or not, she used to come to me in my dreams. I knew that one day I would meet her physically in the flesh, and I also knew that when I saw her, I would have no choice. I created an entire mythology about the angel of death, my teacher, my lover, and I gave myself to her completely, because this was the only way that I could experience the extreme pleasure of life. The angel of death taught me a lot, and I gave up many of my old beliefs. Then one day, in my mythology, I met someone even better than the angel of death. I told myself that the angel of death must have prepared me for my wedding with my true love. This was it. I had to get married, or she would never accept me. But there was only one way to marry her, and that was with unconditional love. Was I ready for this marriage? I wasn't sure that I was, but the angel of death told me, "Yes, you are ready. You have nothing to lose." Then, with all my courage, I proposed to the angel of life, to God, and she said yes. Can you imagine marrying God? Well, I was certainly not the first one to marry God. There are many religions in which people renounce the world to marry God. For me, it would be the same. If I married God, I had to renounce my world, my old dream. I loved God unconditionally in all her manifestations. How could I go to God with my old beliefs, my old story? In the new story, if something is not working in our relationship, it is obviously because of me. How can I blame God? God is perfect, wonderful, beautiful. When I go to the top of a mountain and I see the beauty of her manifestation, I know that she is the greatest artist ever. Every creation has my love and respect. I honor and enjoy God's creation, but I can never own it because everything belongs to her. I know that God loves me just the way I am, and if she loves me just the way I am, then why not love myself that way? How can I judge myself unfairly or hurt my physical body? If I mistreat myself, I mistreat God's creation. I know that this physical body will die someday. The angel of death can take it right now if she wants to, and I will have no regrets, because my story is complete. If she keeps me here, well, I have an extra day to enjoy my honeymoon with God. My story is so romantic, I live in a never-ending romance with God. I am so in love with her that I see her face in every flower. I see her face in every person. I see God everywhere. I know that when the angel of death takes my physical body, I will still be with God. I have no doubt at all. How can I be afraid to die when I have complete faith in God? And if something bad happens to me, it has nothing to do with God. I see it as a gift because it gives me an opportunity to explore another part of life. I only see perfection because God is perfect. God created us to be storytellers, to be dreamers. My faith is invested 100% in this story, and I believe it because I want to believe it. If I'm going to create a story anyway, and if I have a choice of the story to create, I don't think I can create a better story than that one. And guess what? In my story, you are also God's wife or God's husband. This is my mythology, and by believing this beautiful story, I live my life in the most wonderful fantasy, the most wonderful dream. I know it is just a story, but I can remember the story I used to believe before the angel of death came to me. That story was not truth either, and there is no way I would want to live in that story or believe in that story anymore. I only see God, and I love her so much that she cannot hide from me. If she loves me, good. If she doesn't love me, good. But I believe she loves me, and I believe I am worthy of her love. Why not? Long ago, I used to believe that I wasn't worthy. How odd this seems to me now. Everyone is worthy. If you don't believe you are worthy of love, you are believing a lie. The angel of death will prepare you for your wedding day by allowing you to see the beauty of life. Can you handle God? Can you handle all that love? Imagine yourself on the top of a mountain, merging with God, with all that beauty, with all that love. Wouldn't you like to keep that love for the rest of your life? Wouldn't you like to live like that always? You were created to react emotionally to the beauty of creation. You were created to live in bliss and harmony with the entire creation. But your story won't let you live in that bliss, and my story keeps me in that bliss because every habit, every routine I have is to love, to enjoy life, to give 100% of myself to make any dream come true. And I have no ambitions really, except to continue creating this beautiful story and to share it wherever I go. Today could be the greatest day of your life, the day you finally change your story. Today could be your wedding day, but to be ready for your wedding, you have to take care of unfinished business. You have to say, I love you to all the people you love and let them know that you want them to be happy. To be happy, they need to be forgiven by you. They need to feel that you forgive them. You don't need to call them by phone, and you don't need to suffer in this process either. To suffer is a choice. To be happy and to live in a divine romance with life is also a choice. In all the mystery schools, the wedding day is called the fire ceremony. The fire ceremony is the moment of enlightenment when we merge with life. It is the marriage with the one who created us, and therefore the day when the divinity returns to us. Close your eyes for a moment and get very comfortable. So we're going to do a little exercise here, if you want to take a second and do that. Get comfortable if you're not. Imagine that you are ready for your wedding. Imagine that your heart is full of love. Your beloved God is waiting for you at the altar, and you have only a few minutes to surrender to the love in your heart. You are going to devote yourself to the most wonderful relationship, to your union or reunion with the one who created you. Imagine all your love radiating through the beautiful smile on your face, through your eyes and through your heart. Feel your heart screaming, I do. I accept you, God. I accept you, love. I do. Give yourself completely to the goodness of love, and with that love, let everyone in your life know how much you love them. Just saying I love you is enough for you to experience your own divinity. Imagine the force of life passing through your physical body. You feel a communion of love with the Creator, and you are ready to share the joy of your union with everyone. From now on, your life represents a union with God. Your life is devoted to love. Your life is devoted to joy and happiness. This is heaven on earth, and it is in your hands. Heaven on earth is a wedding where God is the groom and you are the bride, and you live an eternal honeymoon. All right. So that completes chapter 7, and the last chapter is the actual circle of fire, which is the prayer, which is what the book is named after, or the ceremony, I should say. So we will read that chapter, the last chapter, in our next video. And until next time, please take care of yourself. Please take care of those around you. I will see you really soon for our last chapter in this book, the Circle of Fire ceremony. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.